Dating after 30 is strange. You're too old for the little games, yet too young to quit. That's when I tried a local dating app a friend recommended. I matched with a 28-year-old woman named Hannah. Brunette, green eyes, and a charming smile. We met at a cozy cocktail bar down the block. To my surprise, she was already waiting for me, wearing a red skirt and a white top. She smiled, I smiled, and instantly the awkwardness I usually felt on first dates disappeared. She was smart, witty, and actually listened. After a couple of drinks, we went back to my apartment. She complimented my place until she noticed my almost empty bookshelf. "You don't collect Labubu?" she asked. I laughed.
What's that?
She pulled out her phone and showed me her wallpaper, a sharp-toothed rabbit goblin creature with huge eyes. Then, dozens of photos of her glass cases filled with them. "I have over 70. Each one is unique," she said proudly. I chuckled. "They look like devil rabbits. Creepiest toys I've ever seen." Her smile vanished. She stared at me coldly. "They're gorgeous. You don't get it." I tried to brush it off, but she pressed again. "How can you not like them?" I laughed nervously. "If I ever saw one in my house, I'd probably burn it." That was when her entire demeanor changed. Her pupils widened. She got up slowly and picked up the kitchen knife I had left on the counter. Then she whispered, "I brought you one." From her tote bag, she pulled out a black Labubu with scarlet eyes and set it next to the knife. "He heard what you said. You should apologize." I backed away. "I'm not apologizing to a toy." That's when she lunged. The knife sliced across my arm. I ran, locked myself in the bathroom, and called 911 while she screamed and pounded at the door, yelling about her precious Labubu. I tried to stay quiet, trembling, hoping she would leave, but her pounding didn't stop. The shadows of her arms moved violently against the door, and my fear skyrocketed. The police eventually came. They found her clutching the toy like it was her baby. They took her away for psychiatric evaluation. I didn't press charges. What's the point? She's sick. But now, whenever I see those wide-eyed toys online, I shiver. I know one thing for sure. Labubu fans, stay away from me. It was the second week of college. My roommate Emily convinced me to go to a frat party, even though I didn't want to. Sophie stood nervously at the edge of the crowded party, observing the chaotic, drunken crowd. That's where I met Ryan, sitting alone near the pool in a green hoodie, while everyone else drank and shouted. He just dangled his feet in the water, motionless and eerie. We talked movies, tattoos, art. He seemed quiet, almost normalant. He rolled up his sleeve. "Check this out," he said, revealing a tattoo of a sharp-toothed Labubu on his forearm. "I collect them. We're soulmates." I laughed awkwardly. "Aren't those creepy kid toys?" His smile faded. "They're misunderstood." I walked away, unsettled. And later that night, I walked back to my dorm alone. One earbud in, shadows stretching unnaturally. Suddenly, he appeared under a flickering streetlamp. Same hoodie, same blank stare. He tilted his head, stiff body, and an eerie grin formed. I froze. He whispered softly, Lou. His teeth glowed faintly. "You made him sad," he said, voice warped. Then he started running after me. I sprinted toward my dorm, terrified. Distorted, shadowy footsteps followed close behind. I barely managed to slam the door shut before he reached me, catching only glimpses of his twisted smile through the glass. Inside, I fumbled desperately with my dorm key. Ryan was only feet away, looming in the hallway. Panic surged as I finally got the door open. Safety just a breath away. The next night, someone slid an envelope under my door. Inside was a photo of me and Ryan at the party, written in red ink at the bottom, "The Boo remembers." I panicked, throwing it away and staying with Emily for a while. Returning to my dorm later, I found a pink Labubu toy on my pillow, its jagged teeth stretched into a living grin. I threw it away and moved dorms, but I know this isn't over. Once you insult Labubu, they never forget. 3 weeks after our baby died, my wife Rachel wasn't herself anymore. She barely ate, barely spoke, and stayed in bed most days. I walked into the empty nursery, shadows stretching unnaturally across pastel walls, feeling a cold emptiness. Desperate to help her, I bought a blue Labubu toy. When I gave it to her, her face lit up unnaturally. She hugged it like it was alive, a small smile breaking her somber demeanor. At dinner, Rachel spoon-fed the toy applesauce while I watched in horror. Her comfort with the toy quickly became obsession, her eyes glowing faintly as she treated it like a real child. She wrapped the Labubu in a baby blanket and placed it in the crib. Its eyes gleamed unnaturally under the moonlight. I stood helplessly, feeling a growing unease. When I confronted her, "Rachel, that's not a real baby." Her eyes turned red. "Don't you dare talk like that around our son," she snapped, trembling with rage and obsession. From then on, she rocked it, sang lullabies, and whispered to it at night. Shadows moved across the walls as she cradled the blue Labubu like a living being. One night, I woke tied to the bed with strips of baby clothes. Rachel loomed over me, holding a scalpel. She placed the Labubu toy on my chest. I had no choice but to pretend, my heart pounding in fear. The toy's sharp teeth glinted ominously as it sat on my chest. Rachel's obsessed grin made it even more horrifying. I kissed the toy as she instructed, pretending to be the father she demanded. The moment she left the room, I called the paramedics. They took her away, thrashing and screaming for her son. I collapsed, exhausted, while the blue Labubu lay on the floor, eyes faintly glowing. Even after she was gone, I felt the unease linger. Sometimes at night, I swear I hear scratching from the closet, the door slightly ajar, two red eyes peering out, haunting me in the darkness. Which story scared you the most? Comment below and subscribe for more true horror stories.